Yes, I suppose. Call meeting to order. Call the roll, please.
Schmidt. Olive.
Here.
Bill.
Present.
Curtis. Hanson.
Yeah. All right, any public comments? Randy?
When you knew this month is, highway department turned in a claim on one of the back roads. It was back road, but that's at the shop, and that's just what that is. A long way on that one.
Is that it?
Yep.
Thank you, Randy. Susie?
I'd like to say thank you for choosing Bernard that's good year. We appreciate that. Other than that, we are working right now, we're at Aflac, and we're getting the items together for the benefit fair that's going to be coming up on the 13th of December. We're hoping to get some vendors here and do the raffle the right way for the employees that want to come through and stuff.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
Is there a day we moved in here?
Not that I see. He called to confirm, right? And you called him to confirm? Okay.
What was he selling?
It's, yeah, voluntary. He would be a different vendor for voluntary.
Yeah.
You know, they call all the time and
Gap.
want to come talk, and it'd be
Like gap insurance or something?
well, it would be like Aflac. It would be a comparable to Aflac. They're
A supplement.
a broker, all supplemental, all 100% employee paid, and they felt like they could be more competitive and better service than what we're getting now. So they wanted to come talk to us about that.
Okay. Well, I guess you here, we'll move on to the fiscal year 16 budget.
The only change that's been made, and I'll just hand this out, I didn't want to hand it out and make it all confusing for everyone, is that there was a slight difference in probation. We had, in order to balance the budget, we had asked for a $4,000 transfer from probation fees into the general fund, just to support either IT costs or like payroll cost increases, etc. Tom didn't feel comfortable doing that. What he did do is reduce his line item budget by $4,000, which gets us to the same point. And so the column that you see in there is a $4,000 reduction in revenue because we wouldn't be taking the transfer, and then an offsetting $4,000 decrease in probation department expenses. So their total would go from $404,000 to $400,000. He actually moved, there's a line item for $3,500 in his budget for tuition reimbursement, which they have to have in there for, what do I want to say? It's in the union contract that we will reimburse an employee that's going for continuing ed up to $3,500. And so they moved that out and moved it to their probation fees department, and then they decreased their office supplies by $500. So same issue, we're at exactly the same point. If you look here, you'll see the column that says 2016 budget 9.3. We're still at a positive $287. Okay.
Can't find the door.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know. Do you want me to go talk to them, or do you want to finish the discussion on the budget?
Yeah, let's stay on.
Yeah. Hey, they're late, we ain't supposed to do our job, and then they can, if we let them come in, then they can come in.
So, the question is, at this point, do you want to post the budget now? It would need to be posted by September 25th in order to be voted on at the October board meeting. Do you want to post it now,
Why not?
and then vote in October? Or do you want to wait another 30 days and vote in November? Do you think anything is going to change? That's the question. There's one small, I have to work with mental health. I haven't finalized theirs yet, but I can do that in the next day or two.
The other thing you got is a farm income.
Right, farm income, I'll know if that changes anything within the next week or so. I don't know if you want to look at that after that comes in. Do you want to shore it up and use final numbers, or do you want to go with the budget that I have at this time based on estimates?
I would move that we post this existing budget that we have in front of us, proposed budget, 016.
Okay,
And because that's why we're posting it now. So if there's any last minute stuff, because we might overlook something. We might have somebody yelling and screaming. But let's get it posted now so everybody can look at it and we'll have things in place.
by September 25th, because it's going to take me a good couple weeks to do all the fund roll forward.
Sure.
Okay? All right.
That way it'll be on file.
We can always delay it if we have to.
Yeah. All the legal time needed to move on it, so we're not have to have special meetings, blah, blah.
Yeah, and then if we get a slap in the face with that farm, and then we can deal with it. Second. I believe it works right out of second. Yeah, I think that's probably just, that's all it is. All right, that's a half on that one.
Schmidt? Alt?
Yes.
Bill? Curtis? Hanson?
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any objections on letting these guys talk?
Oh, we got some people.
I did not get a letter. I have a couple things. He wants me to call him. He didn't understand why last year and like the last 2 or 3 years, he's had like 3 different lines for his expenditures. One is his disbursement of his property tax, and that's the line it's in. There was a line called grant, and there was a line called building fund. He was putting 10,000, and it really made no difference to us. But I guess he wanted to see them separate. That's how he asked for it. So that's what I put in for him. And then so yesterday, first he asked me for the worksheet on Tuesday. So I resent it to him, Mark. So I sent it back to Mark, and now he sent me an email yesterday afternoon, and I was busy trying to get this stuff ready for this morning. I didn't have time to respond. He says he doesn't understand why there's these other lines in there, which they were in there because he told me to. So I have to call him today or tomorrow, and I'll work it out with him. It doesn't change the bottom line. He's going to ask for 15 cents, which is what he's been asking for all along. I'll estimate the dollar amounts, and it'll be 2 lines or whatever. Right. But I really need him, for documentation purposes, we need him to say that in writing to me.
Well, Stacy, I thought Tony needed a Dr. Hopkins. So I told him, and he was writing a letter.
I have not gotten a letter from Dr. Hopkins. Either one would suffice. I mean, it's got to come from somebody from there, telling us, authorizing the amount of their levy. And I have not gotten that.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Mosley? You wanted to address. Couple of information here for you guys. Explain to you why we put this meeting today. My name is Alex. I'm University National. Thank you for having us here today. Just want to give you briefly a idea of what we actually do. We work a lot with North Public School District. First of all, Liberty National being since 1900, we serve a lot of like school districts, municipalities. what actually Liberty National did is a little bit different than any other company. They decided to have public advertising all. So for that reason, we can afford to provide some benefits for the county employees just by sitting out that. We're gonna cover them with an accelerated benefit, $3,000 for themselves, $3,000 for the spouse, and we're gonna cover also the kids with $1,000. That's just by sitting out that. As long as they're gonna work for the county, they will be covered from Liberty National. It's coming from the county, not the special benefit that the county provides for them. On the same time, we have a discount card that has been for vision, hearing, prescription, chiropractic care. Another thing that we're gonna offer to them just by sitting out with us and the information. Now, why we are here? We noticed in the past that county provides great benefits for their employees. As long as they work for the county, they have that are well taken care. Unfortunately, when they leave or they retire, they lose those benefits. So Liberty National come up with a program, and we want to give them the choice to continue to keep those benefits even after they retire or they leave from the county. What they did so special, we worked very well with life insurance. We have the most unique life insurance product in the market. On the little brochure here, we have a little bit of information about our life insurance program. Basically, there is two possible policies that they can purchase in this market today. It's a whole life policy, which is more for longevity. At the same time, it's so expensive, not everybody can afford to do that. And it's a term policy, which most of the probably you guys have the same thing here over there, kind of like, but no for affordability, they can have a decent base amount longer to work for the county. Unfortunately, a term policy doesn't bring them over 65. You cannot renew a term policy after age 65. What Liberty National is so special because we see these gaps in both of the policies. They marry these two policies together and they create a unique policy with young gaps. We call group term to age 100. So the employees keep it as a term because it's affordable. Okay. On the same time, we give them the longevity as a whole life policy. They can stay in for the policy until age 100. Now the policy is 100% portable. When I'm saying 100% portable, there is absolutely no when usually some companies they offer like a portable policy, there will be a conversion rate involved. There is no conversion rate involved. When they leave the county, they retire. They will take that policy at the same rate when they sign up for the policy while they're working here. We do everything pre-tax. So for this reason, we're going to give the county a tax break. We're going to give them a tax break. As long as they work for the county, they can take advantage of this tax break. Now let's look at the feature of this policy. It is portable, but there is no physical or medical test involved in that. We just ask a couple of health questions. We qualify them for the policy on the spot. On the same time, for the people that have pre-existing condition, we end up like some people that cannot take something on the individual side. We have a policy. It's a modified policy guarantee issue with any type of pre-existing condition we have in the past. We do have also a couple of scheduled living benefits like mental health, cancer plan. One of the policies we estimating is cancer scheduled living benefit for one lifetime maximum. What does it mean? Most of the company when they provide a cancer policy, once the employee gets diagnosed with cancer or critical illness, the policy they pay the benefit of policy back. This one is no lifetime limit, so they can keep it in them. Even the cancer rehabilitation in their body, they will continue to keep the benefit in them. Everything is portable. They can issue the spouse, kids, grandkids at the same rate that they get as an employee here. Do you guys have any question, any The main reason I'm here, I want to make sure that, I make it available for them, this specific life insurance. Because Liberty National, it's the only company providing such a policy in the market. Now, same time that, the county, it's local to the county, we're gonna put this introductory offer to every single employee, just by sitting down with us, and at the same time, they can save on the payroll taxes. So, and if there's any question, I'll be more than happy to answer to your questions.
That's a great program. How many vendors do we have doing this?
Well, this is a combination. We have two vendors. We have Kansas City Life, which does the life insurance policy for our employees. It is available after they retire. They do convert that.
So it's a conversion rate of 185.
No, they pay the same rate as what our employees pay. But the issue becomes, once they retire, the benefits do decrease. So what we have is, right now, we have a $10,000 policy which is paid by the county for all employees, okay? They can buy up, and there are several employees, I guess several would be, I'm trying to qualify off the top of my head how many, that buy up additional coverage for themselves, spouse, or children, in addition to the 10, okay? And everything up to $50,000, that's Section 125, excludable from income taxes. So that does, we see that now. They see that benefit, we see that benefit now. The other piece of it, the other policies, the accidental death, the cancer policies, we have 3 different policies we currently offer through AFLAC that seem to be a similar type, that are these coverages that, again, 100% paid by the employee. So we don't have any cost to us. Now, all of those policies, all of our coverages, all the employee policies, along with the group health that the company sponsors, Susie Werner from Homestar manages all of that with all the vendors. So in other words, when there are additions, deletions, even claims, we've had some life insurance claims on some retirees, they manage that process for us. So we don't have a lot of cost in our department. We have to enroll the people and send their paperwork into Susie and just let her know when they might be either, they terminate coverage for some whatever reason, or they have a
we have the payroll issues, though.
Right. We have all the payroll issues, but Susie really is our advocate through the whole process.
And then we cut a check going to them, probably.
To who? The vendors.
Yeah, after we take the, right. So we have cost.
We have cost involved. We reconcile it every month. Amanda does that, and make sure that our deductions match everything it should, and everybody's on the right plan, and everything's going to the right place. So this would be comparable to both our Kansas City Life and our AFLAC coverage.
I don't know. The only thing I'd say about the whole thing is let the employees look at it for 60 days or whatever if they want to do something.
We're working side by side with AFLAC, and I'm not so much concerned about an accident policy. Our rates are a little lower because they do advertise, we don't. So that's one of the things. I'm uncomfortable with somebody here, AFLAC. They keep it a great company. The main reason I'm here, as you mentioned, you guys would be Kansas City Life. Most of the policies they needed retreat for that conversion that is involved when the employee retires. Usually they need some age. If one of your employees gets something, then usually the employees stay with the county for a long time. They recognize that they stay here for like 20, 25 years. If you get the policy 20 years ago, and you convert it when you leave, that rate is going to be so high that most of them are going to say, I'm not going to take it because it's too expensive. So with this one, they can take it to them at no, it's gonna be exactly the same rate when they sign up for a policy. If they terminate for any reason, or they leave the county, they decide, they will keep that policy at the same rate when they sign up for a policy. That benefit never decrease, the premium will never increase. Everything is locked in once you sign up for a policy. That's my main goal. We ask for the permission to let them decide if it's something that is value on that, just let them decide and no, this is, that we're gonna do guys.
So that is, I guess that's my question for the committee. You would ask the employees if they want this in addition to all the coverage we already provide? We're getting to the point where it's a little difficult for Amanda and I to manage.
Right.
All these different
And that's the point I
policies.
wanted to make. There is a whole bunch of costs we have in-house
Right.
when we add new vendors, but at the same time, if everybody thinks this is better, maybe want to throw out something else, well, gee.
Well,
you keep everybody competitive.
And I will say this, that we have in the past brought in a new vendor and tried to change people, and there are people that will not change.
No matter what.
So we can say they'll switch and the old one will go away. Quite frankly, that does not happen.
You wind up with two.
Right, yes, we do.
We'll get it straight.
So I guess that's, the question is, what do you want to do? Again, we're having this health and benefits fair. Do you want to allow Liberty to come and make a presentation, which is letting the employees decide and adding another vendor?
But if they ain't doing it, we need to pick one, the idea.
Right.
You know, the idea of adding more work, not a good idea.
Cut more checks every month, doing more adjustments to...
I have no problem with them coming and presenting, I mean, that's giving people a choice.
Mhm.
It still leaves us with a decision, right?
Right.
Well, maybe.
If they overwhelmingly say we want this, then we gotta really think about it. Eliminate something they already have, if they're not doing much with it.
I don't know, you guys have employees, Mindy and Lisa, do you think it's a good idea to let them have another choice, or do you think anybody would be interested or not?
Kind of feel like we have it on there.
I agree. In the last survey, Anita went to all that trouble and time and work, and they didn't want to change, and it was a cheaper type of insurance. They
Right.
wanted the employees
Right.
to stay with what they had.
They know it.
Yeah.
They understand.
We do this, what, annually, where they
Mm-hmm.
choose? I don't know, what do you gentlemen want to do?
I don't want to change nothing.
Well, I still think they could put it at the fair, and then we could decide whether there was enough interest to pursue it further or to drop it after it's over.
Well, it's not labor.
We're not locked ourselves in anything, so after all that. That's, I think we got a right, not a right, we got a duty to let them have a chance. So,
Well, it keeps the cost down, because everybody's competitive, you know, but problem is, we're
Am I
Americans.
asking too much?
We allow a lot of participation on TV, like 50%, because most of the municipalities not provide something that's overlooking, even after you give the, there will be a little, either the increasing, either in the conversion rate. There's nobody that they say, when you sign up, this is what you're gonna pay, everything is locked in, nothing changes. So that's what we, just ask the permission. If they see value on that one, just ask the permission to let them start. Of course, no much trouble.
Yeah.
I swear your shoulders drop a quarter inch. How many employees the Peterborough County has right now?
100?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the actually also that we take them every single buy we see them with. We take it as an average, like husband and wife and two kids, about $1,000 in accidental death we did every buy. We have like, before we start talking about insurance, that's a little bit different than the other company. About $8,000 in life insurance that we're gonna give away, we even talk about what is available for them. Nobody is interested, we're going to give them something over, and something happens, they have like, there is in the family, God forbid, we're going to have that family a little bit to get out of the cost. So that's kind of like the different decision that most of the major companies in the state, they make public advertise, so there are now for on the TV.
So the next step, it sounds like it would be whether or not the committee would invite Liberty to attend the benefits fair, which will be November 12th and 13th? Yes.
That
That's
Susie
Thursday,
hosts?
Friday.
She-
Well, it's going to be, everybody's going to be here, Aflac's going to be here, Kansas City Life is going to be here, yeah, 12th and 13th, Delta Dental, all the insurances, Health Alliance will be here for the group health, for the whole thing. So, that's the question, I think, at this
That's what
point.
you want to do, Charlie?
That's what I suggest. Anytime do we invite Liberty Mutual to test?
Benefits fair?
Benefits fair. Now,
That doesn't require a motion, does it? I don't think so.
I withdraw it then.
who represents the employees?
Themselves.
Employees
Yeah,
themselves.
each employee can go
They're
to,
going to be here at...
If they want.
the employees, yeah, they come by.
Okay.
Yeah, each employee comes by. It's important because, I mean, like our health insurance, they're going to be here, so this is during open enrollment. All our insurances start December 1st, so November is open enrollment. So during that time, they can make any changes to their health insurance or dental insurance, etc. So all the employees will be invited either one of those 2 days. Really, the biggest bulk of the activity will take place on Thursday, the 12th. Friday is really just probably going to be Health Alliance and Delta Dental to assist with changes in that. But the other vendors, all the giveaways, that kind of stuff is all going to take place on the 12th.
Provide some memos that, let them know that we're going to be here, we're going to put this one in them at no cost, and just come talk with us. There's no interest in that, just the simple information, we're going to discuss on the we can make that available.
And you can bring do free flu shots too or something.
Yeah, I forgot that part of it. And our flu shots are being given that day too by the health
We
department.
can provide them memos and everything, so the main thing I want the employees know that we are not here specifically, they come and talk with us, they get something from us, we're gonna provide those information for them, and we need them to decide something. Each one have different.
Got 11 in the door.
All right, guys?
Yeah, you're... But at the same time, I'll have a look at it.
Yes, you can go on it. No vote is, no motion is needed.
No, we just
Invite them and say
The
yes.
consensus.
No.
The consensus is you can come to the fair. We don't want it to cost us any money though. So just so you know that. Well, I'll say, if there's any interest in them, in the end of the enrollment, they will, show some interest. We actually we're working with so many municipalities, and what we should do, to Okay, so what we're doing, we do like a spreadout sheet of all the names, tax, and we're gonna do that, we will do 61.5, we're gonna set up 61.5, and we're gonna get up more, like this, and, I mean, try to follow like a quality, product. We have like way more than how many employees, and I wanna make sure that, my business is right.
Right. We understand. It's just that of all the enrollments that we've done, I would say 0% are correct the first time. Right. Without a doubt. 0% of our vendors can get it right the first time.
We're gonna try to break that record.
Okay.
We met Indiana, we used to work with 60% of the municipalities that everybody knows is international, and we open our office in Brooklyn, Illinois. And I would say that, since we came here, things turn around a lot. I mean, our agency is really, she's really known for like, she's picked up on the customer service aspect, that's what a lot of people need, Really, everybody's happy, and then down the road, sometimes people shake it, take a lot of pride on the customer service.
Do you speak French too?
I speak here about my name. I'm a European, I work on the first line of like all over the world.
That's got to be neat. Okay, back to the fiscal year 16. One other thing I didn't talk about, we went and talked to Dr. Youssef to explain our budget and looked for more money. And of course, we got the grand tour and how do I say that? It's a Cadillac system, it's nice, but it is a labor-intensive system.
Right.
He doesn't have dog runs, so he has to have an employee come in and walk the dogs daily. And then there's issues with sometimes the dogs aren't cooperating,
Sometimes they don't want to walk.
Well, he's a stickler on this rules thing, and he brought up the fact that the Muldoon, everybody seems to like this Muldoon deal, but it's just a constant pain in the ass.
There's money available, but
Well, people, I said, I will talk to Jim Forrest, because he used to be my banker before he retired, so I know him personally. So I got a hold of Jim Forrest, and I think the important thing people need to realize on the Muldoon money is there's just not money to give away. They live on the income that is made by the investments and that. And what Jim said was, there's farmland and there is money there, but CD rates, which are killing us, as Mindy, and a 0.25%, 0.5% interest on CDs, you don't have a lot of extra money, and you're not going to get the cash, which we informed Doc that there ain't no way nobody's going to get that cash. They've tried. They've tried. People from Chicago tried to bust that trust a long time ago, but until the interest rates go up, or farm, $3 corn is $3 corn, so. But he told me that Muldoon's money was expressly to help Iroquois County, and he will check out why they're not taking dogs and get back with me, and he hasn't gotten back with me yet. So, they're taking it, but not as many as what Doc would like. So, but I don't see it getting any cheaper there because it is a labor-intensive facility with having to take the dogs out and the cages. Of course, he's not wanting to give up any money. That's just normal. Nobody wants to give anything up. But, so I don't know what else we can do there. But that's what happened, what was said. So you guys know as much as I do right now. Is there anything else on the 16 budget? So we went ahead and got it approved for September.
Yep.
Okay, department heads. Lisa.
I don't have anything.
Mindy.
Today is the due date for the second installment of real estate taxes, so just a reminder.
I paid you yesterday. Bob?
take one and come on out.
This budget was approved by the Board of Health on last Wednesday night. So,
I hope that matches what we just approved.
I got two of them. I can only read one at a time.
I think we need to let you, we did a couple of extra. I'll make sure you do today. Thank you.
Did you get one?
No.
Oh,
Well, I just got it right now.
Oh.
I got a copy.
Just received it. You haven't had time to study.
No. I think Kyle was studying it. Did you meet with Kyle about it?
after the Board of Health meeting, last Wednesday night, we had a Board of Health meeting. And on Thursday, Kyle called and asked to have out a copy to review. Asked around, I went over several, went over the budget with him, went through my line items with him. He had some questions, he knows, around questions, if he had any ideas, yes, absolutely. He phone called with my questions, and I haven't heard from him since. So I'm assuming that he has any further questions, but I don't know that.
Your payroll sheet's not in here?
No, payroll sheet's not in there. We didn't do that last year, so that wasn't included in what was submitted last year. It was submitted for Board of Health for approval on their packet. I can certainly provide that. I can provide what we provided last year.
Okay.
But when I presented the budget Board of Health, I also gave them a line item justification. I gave them page for page, okay, if you look at our budget, first of all, this is the balanced budget that I'm very comfortable with. The tax flow last year was over $481,000. This year we're asking for level funding for the tax flow of $400,000. Of course, as a citizen, I would love to be able to decrease on that. But with having no signed budget, and not leaving, it gives us time for several of our grants. We are not sure that won't continue in the future. We've been told numerous times by the Department of Health that this is not a one-year thing. We're going to have a Democratic legislature and a Republican government by years to come. And so what we need to do is to plan for the continued calendar. Yes.
What are you carrying?
So
What are you carrying?
Cash.
well, at the most, we have had $503,000 on hand.
What's your budget?
The entire budget, about $1.4 million. So that's at the most. Now, obviously, we don't have that now because I'm not getting a payment from Google to get cut services. What the Illinois Department of Public Health recommends is a 26-week reserve. Our expenditures are about operational costs, basic operational costs, are about $119,000 a month. So if we want to keep a 26-week reserve, that's $720,000. So we're hoping to be able to increase our reserve as we go along over time, and eventually get down to 26-week reserve. Will we need that in the next few years? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. They budget on time. Will it happen again next year, and will it happen the following year? We don't know. I can tell you that the state of Illinois did do a survey of all local health departments in every county, and we are in good shape. If you compare us to other counties, we have even neighboring counties who had a low as 1.9 week reserve, and we at that time in July when I did the survey had it right at that time had a 17 week reserve, 17.8 week reserve. So as far as health departments go, we're not in bad shape. A lot of health departments, the budget has started, have had to have furlough days, they're cutting service hours. A lot of them have, Eastside Health District laid or 48 or 91 employees. Essex County went down from 5-day work week, 4-day work week. I see numerous examples of counties that are in position where they're like, that we're not in that position at this time. So we're very fortunate, and very, very lucky to not be in that position. But if you look over the budget, and any questions about any line item, I would like, last year when I presented the budget to you, I was very ill. We had to provide a budget. We began operations July 1st, and I had to do a budget in August. And so a lot of us, estimated guesses.
A lot of things.
Yeah. This year, I'm very comfortable with this budget.
What do you allow for contingent, 5% of your budget? By statute?
Yeah.
Okay, what would that be?
Well, if I
Yeah, 1.7 would be 170, it'd be 60,000. Just off the top of my head.
Yeah. At one time, I think I said.
But you've got a contingent of 10 and then also a line item for reserve fund of 50
Yes.
as an expense line, which we don't see in any of our other budgets. We just, whatever our difference is between our levy and the total expenditures for the year.
Absolutely. I put it in as a line item for transparency.
For what?
For transparency.
It needs to go and continue.
You wouldn't actually, I wouldn't budget it, because if you budget it, it can be spent.
Right.
Remember, that's your one thing to do, right?
And the reason that we do that is because you had King County, they had a tuberculosis outbreak. That tuberculosis outbreak involved over 125 individuals, hospital county, over $200,000. So, we hope that that's not happening here. We pray that that's not happening. We need to at least have some preparation in case it does. There's a month outbreak right now in Winter Breeze, Illinois. They have 108 laboratories, as of yesterday, had 108 laboratories confirmed for cases of that month. Almost every individual, over 90% of the individuals that have tested positive and are laboratory confirmed for a month have had 2 doses of vaccine. They were considered fully vaccinated. So they're looking at a stronger strain. What are going to happen? What are going to make booster? Will that cause resurrection? Yeah. I think it will. Can I guarantee that it will or won't? I can't guarantee that. But they, in the last 6 weeks, have had 108 laboratory cases. They are offering to try to get this under control. Every one of those cases have to be investigated. There's a lot of manpower to investigate communicable disease and to stop that threat of that. You've got a lot of staff working on preventing the spread of that disease, education through preventative measures. So they opted to offer free mumps vaccination to all students and vaccine staff who go to Illinois. That's a big expense for the county. But they weighed pros and cons and decided that the prevention expense was going to be a lot less than if they let the epidemic continue. So, could those happen in our county? Absolutely. It's happening right now in Champaign County. I'm not that far away. Right.
They got 34,000 students that's nearby. At least they did with my kid.
So the standard increase that you gave your employees is,
2.5% across the board.
and then was there anybody who got more than 2.5%?
I budgeted for a $5,000 increase for
an individual if that individual has LEHES, local environmental health practitioner. Local environmental practitioners in the state of Illinois are like-minded human staff. Fort County Bill does not have one. We're actively looking for one for a year and a half. They are extremely hard. We have someone who meets all qualifications, the education requirements, the training requirements, and the work time requirements. To take that test. And that would give me that backup for the Director of Environmental Health, should something about it happen. So we have one already.
We have one already.
We want to add a
We want to
second.
add a second, we want to add a backup. Every single position in the health department has to have a training person to back them up, every position. I don't have one vision technician, I have one other person that's also a vision technician. I don't think that's a very good idea, all your eggs in one basket. People quit their job, people move, people,
Retired.
retired people, quit. I think that if you want to really well provide high services, you need to have that backup for every position, so that person has got their business, the hospital for 9 months. We can still provide services to our community and do our job.
So the 5,000, do we know what that is as a percent for her?
Actually, she right now is making right at don't put me down dollars, but right at $30,000. I think it's $3,750 what her salary is. This gives her up to $35,750. The average local environmental health practitioner in the state of Illinois makes $44,000. I had Jerry do a lot of research. So we're getting it for a bargain. We're only going to increase her if she passes the test. It's a difficult test to pass, and many people don't pass this first time. Many people have to take 3 times. So we'll only reimburse her, or add that $5,000 into which I did budget for, into her salary if she passes that test.
So it looks like about 17% increase.
But it's a different position. She'll no longer be a sanitarian, or associate sanitarian, she will be a local environmental health practitioner.
And then, so in addition to that, then there's one other person who's going to go full-time, right? That's your other payroll change?
She's currently working 37 hours work week. She's currently working 29 hours a week. And, I try to give her full-time, we need her. We need her. So the other two, she's ready to go full-time with the extra hours a week.
So that would include then benefit costs on top of that, right?
I did also include her in the line item for insurance, for health insurance. She's now included in that line. So she's budgeted well for that benefit.
Our pick list, we've got everybody, we got guys that wanted to give 5% to somebody and ended up getting cut back to 2.5%.
2 is our standard. No one got more than 2.
I understand your side, but this is a close-knit family here. It's get ugly when nobody gets more. And I understand that you're budgeting on level.
It is, but it's for it. And let me say that.
Can I make a copy of this after the
They did not raise this by 5 years. Okay? 2.5%. The average cost, I can show you documentation, the average cost, we talked about this last Thursday at the Greenville Public Health Insurance. The average cost of training public health employees. These are not, you need to keep in mind that these are not employees that you can just hire off the street. You can't hire somebody that has high school education and come in and job here. I have 15 employees, and almost every employee has that specialized education. These are, out of those 15 employees, you've got 8 nurses, you've got a local health and environmental practitioner, you've got sanitarians, you have vision engineering, licensed technicians. These are professional individuals. They're not easy to find, so retention is very, very important. And the average cost to train a public health employee is $3 million. So to a 2.5% increase, help with retention, help keep those staff from moving elsewhere. A lot more than the health. So retention is important.
I understand that. Is Kyle went through all this?
He was given it last Thursday.
Do we need to vote on this?
It's not urgent right now.
Well, you voted to post the budget, so do you want to post this as is? For
Yes.
vote in October? You want to post it as is?
I think we ought to do it all at the same time, whether it's the same or not.
Well, it ends up in the, basically, you want time to look at it? Because in the full budget, sure, we got, the general fund's what we deal with the most, but that's hiding behind it, so it's all together.
It's not really my position to,
No, I mean, I wish Kyle was here.
right.
But at the same time, public posting of it is a good idea. Because more likely it's going to get touched on before it's done.
That's your wish.
Okay, so I'll include this as is to post with the, okay. Yep.
I'm sure Kyle will go over it. I'm probably being,
Also,
I'm just, man, $287 is not a hell of a lot of money on ours. We're having to hold people's feet to the fire.
Right, yeah, but that's going to be,
That might be wrong, but that's the way I am. Sorry. But we've got to keep things, try to keep this fair as possible. And I understand everybody's got the same issues, every department.
I guess my one question is, we don't have an expenditure line item for reserve fund. Do you want me to add that line, or do you want me to just remove it and it will be the difference, what'll end up in the reserve fund is the difference between the levy and all the other expenditure lines?
I'm sure she can get you whatever you need to make sure it's ready for posting.
It doesn't matter to me either way. The result is the same. So,
Right. So I would rather not set up a line that says that and start a trend in that way, if that's all right.
fine with me.
Okay.
I put it there because I promised the board of health when they hired me transparency, and I'm trying to be transparent. So I thought it's better to have it there and show it, and look at it and be upfront about it, than...
I appreciate that, I really do. You know, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, I'm just saying, I don't know how to digest this in 3 minutes. You're hitting me with this and I haven't seen it.
I do also want to point out that we did increase, last year the county did pay, some of there were extra costs that the health department is paying, has volunteered to pay, the liability insurance,
The medical malpractice.
medical malpractice is not coming out of our budget. Last year, I gave the IT fund $5,000. You'll see this year, I gave the IT fund $10,000. we're trying to do our part as county employees to contribute.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying you're doing anything bad. I'm just saying I gotta have time to digest this. I haven't had time to look at anything. I'm looking at the numbers that all run together. But we're gonna put this on display with the other one? As of the 25th?
Minus the $5,000.
50,000, yeah.
Minus the $50,000 bond.
Well, I don't understand it. Is that the line that you can't spend?
It's a reserve line.
It's a reserve line?
It's a reserve fund, it means that we're not going to spend that unless we have an emergency.
They're asking, right, when they look at their total costs, about numbers, round numbers, I would say, you're asking for a $400,000 levy, right? And what Dee is saying is that she's got, when she totals up her total cost, really she would need $350,000 of the levy to cover her expenditures minus her other revenue sources. So instead of asking for a $350,000 levy, which would mean adding nothing to her reserve balance, she's asking for a $400,000 levy so that it builds her reserve by $50,000. That's what she's saying.
That sounds like a good conservative view.
Does that make sense?
That's a little better.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
In other words, if they went to spend that $50,000, they'd have to go to their board to get approval and adjust their budget. If they were in disaster.
I wish I'd have got this a little sooner. I could have
Right.
and asked my questions a little bit differently.
They can't spend it just because it sits there.
I've never seen government money that can't be spent.
Well, I told you how it works.
Well, we're hoping not to have any kind of a disease
Right.
outbreak or a
understand that,
event or something. We're
I've
hoping
heard
not
that
to have to
can't,
spend that.
I've heard that can't be spent stuff before, no fair, it's not mental health or public health or anything, but I'm just telling you, I remember some government money that we got. That's just how it works. That's why it's there. Think about it. I mean, we don't put money places just to save it. We're not a bank. We're not supposed to be a bank. All right, so we got everything, we just need to get everything in line. And we'll post it. Okay?
I need to vote on it.
You really already did when you voted to post
Yeah,
the
their own,
budget.
yeah.
Oh,
In our own committee already posted, with just for our information, the way it looks to me.
I guess we emphasized our general fund budget so much, but that's what we really look at. We forget when we put it on there. There's a whole bunch more stuff that's tied behind it, and this is just one of those little ones.
Do we move on now? or what?
I guess. I mean, there's just a few things she needs, and the rest of it's all self-explanatory. Okay, any, some other department heads? Bob, did I hit you? Okay. Long loans, nobody here to discuss that.
Is there any payments on that loan?
No, there has not charged.
I don't know how we can.
Yeah, I waited.
That program, we
We
can go.
played along about a year. I wish they were my lender. If we can get along, we ought to have something made to bring this to a head.
Somebody's like, we're gonna write it off sooner or later anyway.
Well, right now, the chairman and the state attorney has the handoff. That's what we did with it in this committee. So,
Then we should take it off of this. Agenda.
well,
This is waiting for the answer back from those two, is
the
what you're
chairman
saying.
and the state attorney. Yeah. So, I don't know if I should leave it on our agenda, but
Okay.
Tell them we'd like to get it off our agenda by doing something.
How old is that?
Huh?
How old is that?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's kind of like a wound that won't heal?
What was the last time anybody made a payment on it?
2 years.
Probably.
It started in November 2006.
I know,
When was the last payment on it?
May 2014.
The only thing I'll say,
May of
folks,
2014.
May of 2014, because I had $10,000 in hand, Our chairman at the time refused to take it.
Does this accrue interest on it, or that's fixed?
He had paid the interest and now he owes for the principal.
What?
He has paid the interest, that paid off all the interest, and now he owes the principal. Just under $75,000 in principal.
Principal's always the knowing interest.
Well, we've given him a no-interest loan. We have, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Discussion.
That's it. I guess we discussed that. Anybody look at the claims and want to pay them?
I move we pay the claims. All the technology claims.
Oh, yeah, we have IT claims too? That's good.
We always do. They always come here. IT is not a voting committee.
Oh, that's right.
Schmidt,
Yeah.
Alt,
Yeah.
Bill, Curtis, Hanson.
Yeah. Any old business? Any new business? Anybody want to go home?
I move we adjourn. Is that a hint? Anybody second that?
I didn't that.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Take the board chairman.